You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Make no mistake about it, guys. Brittney Griner is the most privileged person in sports, it seems. Because Brittney Griner apparently can get away and do anything that she wants. Brittney Griner was actually sentenced to 9.5 years in Russia. And because of her skin color and her sexuality, she actually jumped to the top of the line. Other Americans were actually left behind in Russia, and she got back home. Now, days ago, Brittney Griner was actually in a Dallas airport, because the WNBA doesn't make any money, by the way. So the players actually do fly commercial. But Brittney Griner is so privileged, guys, that the WNBA or the Mercury, they actually provided security for Brittney Griner. Notice I said Brittney Griner, not the rest of the players. The rest of the players don't get this kind of privilege. They just don't. And of course, Alex Stein went out there and he asked Brittney Griner some questions, and then the WNBA was freaking out, et cetera, et cetera. And now Brittney Griner is going to get a privilege that no other WNBA player is going to get. Yes. So let's dive into this, guys. Look at this. Brittney Griner reportedly allowed to fly in private planes after harassment. This is what Yahoo Sports is saying at Dallas Airport. Astonishing, guys. So no other player actually gets to fly on a private plane. But Brittney Griner, because she is so privileged, guys, she's going to fly separate from her teammates. And you know what? If I am a member of the Mercury, or if I'm another WNBA player, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, what? Brittney Griner gets to fly in luxury while we actually get to just fly in commercial? Nah, this ain't fair. This ain't fair at all. I mean, this is crazy right here. And by the way, where does the WNBA actually get this money from? Because they don't make any money. They're subsidized by the NBA. I mean, this is crazy right here, but let's go ahead and read this. Brittney Griner's travel plans for the 2023 WNBA season lasted all of 2 road trips. Days after the Phoenix Mercury star was, quote, harassed over her experience in a Russian prison while walking through a public terminal at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, ESPN reports her team will have her fly charter for the rest of the season. Yeah, her. Not the team, her. Brittney Griner gets all these privileges the rest of the players don't. Allowing teams to fly private has been a contentious topic between the WNBA and its players for years, with the league forbidding teams from booking charters to avoid the millions of dollars in costs. Mercury owner Matt Abisha is one of the owners to advocate for charter flights. Griner is obviously a special case after being a highly visible figure due to her imprisonment, and her, quote, harassment last weekend revived concerns about her safety flying commercial. Now, we all know Alex Stein, he wasn't even threatening her. He wasn't. I mean, he was actually doing the media's job. He was actually asking questions that the media should have been asking. Do you think it was a fair trade that you were actually traded for the Merchant of Death? Do you think that's fair? But oh no, they had to freak out. Ridiculous. But it goes on here. It says it's becoming increasingly unclear why exactly Griner was flying commercial in Dallas. It's because the WNBA doesn't make money and it's cheaper to fly commercial. All of the other WNBA teams have been doing this. But of course, Brittney Griner is a special case. Now, from what I actually understand, the league actually approved like 2 private flights, charter flights, and that was it. And now they're actually going to do it year round just for her. If I'm the players, I am going to be very, very upset about this. Brittney Griner is getting all of these special privileges, but however, we're getting none of that. None of that at all. The WNBA said it had worked with the Mercury to create a plan for Griner that included charter flights and security personnel before the season. but ESPN reports the league pre-approved only 2 charter flights to her all year. There was reportedly a hybrid plan in place for Griner that would have had the WNBA approve additional charter flights on the condition that Griner, and only Griner, be allowed to use them. When charter flights weren't available, Griner was to fly first class on commercial trips. Still, even without a private plane, she is still getting privileges that the rest of the players don't get. Not fair, if you ask me. Really not fair. The league reportedly denied limiting Griner's ability to fly charter, though, claiming they gave the Mercury the ability to fly Griner privately throughout the season. Wherever the blame game falls, the end result was Griner being asked disgusting questions. Really? Was that really disgusting questions? To ask about, hey, the merchant of death, that kind of thing? Now, the part about sleeping with Vladimir Putin, yeah, okay. I'll give you that one right there. But the rest of the questions were very, very legit, and he really wasn't harassing her. Brittney Griner was in no danger. He never actually tried to invade her personal space because he actually had his back turned to her because he had the camera up and was actually trying to record. I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. I mean, Brittney Griner, super duper privileged, man. And now she's going to fly in luxury the entire WNBA season. The players in the WNBA, they need to say, hey, what about us? What about us? I mean, you got to think, man, that's probably going to actually break up that locker room a little bit. Because while the other players are struggling, with spaces and stuff, Brittney Griner gets to fly in luxury. There's going to be no team bonding with her on these road trips because they're not going to be on the same flight. They're not. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous, guys. But Brittney Griner has all of the privilege in the world. And the WNBA, man, they got a lot of questions to answer. But you know what? I think the media is not going to answer these questions. I mean, if the media was actually honest, they'd be asking, why is it that she gets to fly like this? Where does this money come from? But yet the other players, they don't get to fly like that. They don't. But guess what? The media is just going to ask softball questions, and that's it. It's going to be up to the players to actually say, hey, this ain't fair. But I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I don't. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.